Welcome to RBO. Today you guys are going to be taking a look at the gallon size Ziploc bag survival kit. You can see we got a lot of good stuff packed in here. Let's get into it. Very compact, very tight on this. You can always double these up if you wanted to. Go ahead and put one on this way and just seal her up. Give it a little more waterproofing. But right on top, you can see there's 2 packets of the SOS Food Labs Inc. emergency water. It's great to have, just some water to start you off in case you don't have any bottles, as well as a Sawyer squeeze or mini squeeze system. You have your filter, you have your bag, you fill your bag with your water. Go ahead and connect this, and either if you want to go ahead and attach the straw, suck straight from here, or just pump it into something else, like let's say a gallon size bag like this. Find a place to put that. Okay, here we have our fishing kit, which is just some line wrapped around a little reel here, along with a little sinker, good size hook. Yeah. Next, we have our Gerber multi-tool. Thing's great for either first aid, pulling something out of you, or repurposing some other piece of gear, repairing gear. We of course have our pliers. On the side here, we have our saw blade, our screwdrivers, and of course our actual blade. A little dirty there. Then over here, we have our scissors, our additional saw, or descaler as some of you want to call it. It looks like can opener, bottle opener. I don't think I've ever opened these ones up. Or this one's a bottle or can opener. That one's a screwdriver. I got another little blade there too as well, so you can get in there when you're going at the can. Yeah, so this nice little pouch. Next up, we have our Defiant headlamp. Has a couple different modes. Works great. Uses 3 AAAs. Has a nice strap. Absolutely love that headband. Pretty sure I got it at work when I was working in a plant, and I just kind of kept it. Works great though. Here we have a neck scarf. It's a gray. This works great for either protecting you from the elements, the wind, the sun, bugs, stuff like that. Or it can be used for first aid, filtering water, signaling, or even starting a fire. On that topic, we have our Ranger lighter setup, which is a line connecting 2 things. One is a Bic lighter, one is a Vaseline tube with a bunch of cotton balls shoved in it. So it just acts as a nice little fire starter and fire starter kit. So you go ahead, break one out, light it up, let it do its thing, save the fuel. You also have duct tape wrapped around this so you can use to repair gear. There's quite a bit of it, as you can see. So yeah, I think that's a cool thing. It's called a Ranger lighter. It's a military thing. It's pretty cool. Here we have our collection bag or our gear bag, where you can just put everything that's in the kit in here, and then just use our gallon size bag for something else, or repurpose it, or discontinue using it, whatever you really want to do. For signaling at night, we have a bright stick, which this is really cool. You come with some twine, which I don't know if this one comes with it, but we also have some cords here where you just tie it to the hook, and you swing it around about 3 feet of length, and you swing that around, and that creates like a lit up circle where you are. And if you're in an open area and there's someone flying over you or something going by, they should see it. For nutrients and a boost, I went ahead and added a whole thing of some Champagne's Bee Company wildflower honey. Honey is a great thing. It can almost never go bad. It has so many nutrients and sugars, and it boosts your immune system. This thing just kicks butt. So this is what I'm putting in this kit. It's just something you can just suck on this sweet stuff, keep on going, doing your thing. Whatever you forage naturally, just put a little bit of honey on it, make everything better, you know? You cannot go wrong with that in the kit. My personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What food would you have in your kit that you know can last as long as honey? We have Egyptian honey that's still around, so good luck. But here we have our water purification tablets to go along with this. just in case you find some swampy water or some water that doesn't smell the best still after filtration. You can still treat it and it boosts that. You're not always so choosy on your water source. You're not always going to get a spring-fed river. Sometimes you're going to have to drink out of a puddle. Here, we have our basic military compass. Works pretty good. I believe this was like 15 bucks at a military store. Cordage. We have our dollar store 550 paracord, 25 feet little thing, little bound. Works great. Stays compact in the kit, and you also have a lot of cordage in it. Another way of starting fires, we have our UCO stormproof matches. These things work great in moist environments, or like harsher environments where it's windy and a lighter's not going to take, and natural matches aren't going to do so good. These things pretty much work like sparklers, which now that I think about it, no, sparklers really wouldn't work in the kit. Thinking out loud, guys, don't mind me. Here we have 5 different threads, 2 of the white. We have 2 safety pins, 2 buttons, and our needle, a little sewing needle. So you go ahead and sew some gear, or you can pair this with the fishing kit, sew up yourself, whatever you need to do. Here we have our signal whistle, has this nice little belt band, or even the front of your shirt. Go for that. Keep it right accessible. You can also add a lanyard through here, so you can keep it hanging around your neck. For fire starting, I went ahead and added 2 of these big block fire starters, which you can just snap them in half, which I believe, well, this one hasn't been snapped, but they break into 2 different cubes, and you can use them for 2 separate fires. They're pretty much like the folding stove fuel blocks, in my opinion, but they work awesome for fire starting. These are the Duraflame Fire Start Cubes. They're awesome things. You guys go in the bush a lot, and you don't want to always have to look for something to start a fire. That's the thing. Looks like we're going to have to get a new sheath for this. But here is our magnification lens. So works great for pulling out splinters or starting fires, or just seeing what's going on, even looking at a map. We also have our survival card. This one's from S&E, 11-in-1 wallet survival tool. Okay, usually they have a layout. Oh, just have pictures on this one because we're Children's Day. But of course you have your saw blade over here, you have your can opener, bottle opener, screwdriver, blade, ruler, hex screws, or hex bolts, more hex bolts. This is another kind of wrench, and as well as a lanyard line here. And yeah, it's a cool little thing you can add in there, and it adds a great bit of utility. Makes you more capable. Which, anything that you can add that makes you more capable in a bad situation, you should add. Okay, digging down to the bottom now. Here we have some tin foil. This is just for cooking or a dry surface to start a fire on, or even signaling. But it's mostly for cooking. So if you get a fish with a kid or something like that, or you make a deadfall trap work for you, you can go ahead and cook that thing up. Keep all the fat and juices right in there. Throw some wild forage stuff on there, and now have a little meal. Here we have our snare wire. Great for fixing up gear, making shelters and whatnot. We have a UTS or USD water activated towelette large. So you can go ahead and wash your body down or filter out water, or if you're bleeding, just shove this thing right in there. And it should start to absorb the blood like a bandage. But on to the next, we have our rain poncho. This one's clear. This one's mostly used for a rain poncho actually in this kit. We're not going to be repurposing this because we have pretty much everything we need. We have our rain poncho here to keep us dry. Let's try to keep this in frame. We have our emergency Mylar blanket, our rescue blanket. These things are great for reflecting the heat back at you. When making shelters or lean-tos, I would definitely put this up against your back wall. So if you have a fire that already has a break wall and your heat's already coming back at you, it's just gonna make it so much more intense and more enjoyable to sleep through the night, or more possible, you say. Another source of fire starting, we have our magnesium ferro rod. So as you can see, this little rod right here is different than the rest. That little guy, that's our actual ferro. That's where the sparks will come from. But this guy right here you have to scrape off a pile of this stuff, and then you'll light it with this. It just makes it easier to start a fire. It is the way that they did it in Vietnam, and you know, a lot of those guys still live to tell the stories. Here, we have our signal mirror from 12 Survivors. It's a basic signal mirror. Nothing too fancy is necessary to signal for help in reality. It's a dollar store mirror. Here we have another gallon-sized Ziploc bag. This is intended to be for water, or you can just go ahead and use this one for water, throw the gear in this one, whatever you really want to do. Right at the bottom, we have our emergency shelter from Outdoor Essentials. This is a basic A-frame. It does come with all the line that you need. And push come to shove, if you can't get this up, or you don't have the energy to get this up, or the placement, or feel like it's actually going to be anything, you can just rip this sucker open and wrap yourself up with it, and it'll just be a larger version of this. And yeah, you can just make sure you're just triple wrapped in this thing, and it'll keep you nice and warm, for sure. And that's the majority reason I keep this, just because the actual material itself. I don't intend on always using it as an A-frame shelter, because I do get some comments like, oh, that's crap, that's crap, that's crap. I get that. But at the same time, this stuff still reflects your heat at a very good rate, and it's a very large area. Do you really want to be rolling around on the ground with this little thing in the mud or in the dirt? I'd rather have this every single time. So when I can put this in a kit, I'm going to. Last but not least, we have our more Garbarg blade, made in Sweden. A little dirty. I think I was chopping onions with this last. Sorry, blade. But it's a very hardcore blade. It's a full tang, of course. We have our diamond sharpener on this side, and we have our ferrocerium rod. We can pop that boy out right there. And you may be wondering, why do I have another ferro rod or ferromagnesium rod? One, magnesium can light in more moist environments than just a ferro rod alone can, because you have the pile of magnesium. It's an accelerant. You don't have to worry about birch bark, tinder, or something like that. And I have the biggest anxiety that this will fall off the side of me. If you guys have any stories about that, let me know, because I do feel like this thing is very easily taken off. Like, I've put this in a bag, threw it in a bag, and I've taken it out, and this was missing, because when this got knocked around, it already knocked it off. So I can't even imagine jumping around in the woods, over logs, through trails, making trails, bending down, stuff like that. I'm very worried about that. So most of the time I do actually disconnect this part when I go out, just for the fact that I don't want to lose this. It's like a $30 piece, which is nothing, but at the same time I just liked having it. And yeah, that's the kit, guys. Just a basic Ziploc bag, gallon size, freezer style. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, what you guys would do differently. Thank you guys for checking out the channel, the video. Thank you for supporting me and my dreams. Have an amazing day. Love you, people.